Hey everybody, this is FireX Fred giving you a shoutcast. This is a best of three, the third match in a best of three between Adelscott, our orange protest buddy down here in the bottom, and DuckloadRa. I can't say that name without laughing. DuckloadRa. Just a fantastic name, aka White Raw, as he was known before, but DuckloadRa is what he is called now. Duckload, that's just such a fantastic name. I don't know what it means, duckload, but it's hilarious. It's just one of those words. So PvP here, I have actually watched this game before, so uh, I'm going to tell you that Adelscott does something that's I mean, you don't see it a lot, what he's going to do, but it's very effective. And for all those Protoss that are just, building Colossus, building more Colossus, seeing who can get more Colossus, if, if you think that that's the only way to play PvP, that's not actually the case. And I'm not saying that this is the only way to play PvP either, but as this game grows, we're going to see just tons and tons of ways. I'm sure that these matches unfold, and as people start to understand the matches a little better, we're just going to see a lot of variety, I think. So, Gateway's going down into standard time. Both of our players just chrono boosting out probes. There you go. He's going to try and make a liar out of me. No, chrono boosting out probes. And Duckload does send this probe down to scout. He does choose correctly out of these four positions. We are on Lost Temple. Everybody knows this map. Very close positions, actually. It's quite a short walk from your opponent's base, just right down to your opponent's base. From your opponent's base to your opponent's from your base to your opponent's base. Quite a short distance. Probes going down, pylons going down, I should say. Gateway getting thrown down. So we'll see if they both make Cybercore. Cybercore does go down for Adelscott, and Cybercore goes down for DuckloadRa. So pretty much doing the exact same thing so far, as we can see on the production tab. Not quite exact, but very similar. So we have the one gas right here for Adelscott, and then we have the second gas going down for DuckloadRa. So let's see how long the Adelscott just keeps this one gas. It's going to be quite a while. Really quite a long time. More than you'd expect, actually. It doesn't take a lot of gas to support gateways. And people don't realize that. If you just stick away from the sentries, and just get a lot of those, as Day9 calls them, just those meaty, meaty units that it can just, they're not cutesy units. That's what he says. So just sticking with Zelts and Stalkers, and we'll see that not a lot of gas is needed to support those. So two gateways going down for Adelscott, just the one for Duckload. He does have the two gas though, so he's going to be getting quite a bit of gas. Might get a little bit supply block. No, not a big deal. He's pro. And then three gateways. Okay, one more gateway going down for Adelscott. Chrono boosting out that warp gate research, so he can get that warp in a lot quicker. Oh, and the robo facility going down, as well as another gateway for Duckload. So two gates with a robo for DuckloadRa is what we're going to be seeing, and then we see three gates here from Adelscott. Building probes, building all this fun stuff, and a sentry going down for DuckloadRa. He wants to be able to get a force field down on this ramp if any push comes, and it's good to get your sentries out early because they start building up energy, and then they can just get what it seems like infinite force fields, but it's not actually infinite. They're not totally OP. Force field in them, alright? Okay, so we see these three warp gates being warped in, and we see the expansion going down. So, at this point, let's take a look at the army size. Army just slightly bigger for Adelscott, but he also has this expansion going down. So, and we still see that he's just on one gas. Even at this point, we're at 41 food and the expansion's going down. He's even poking out a little bit. He feels confident enough in his army that he's just poking out. He does send that zealot back. He's just going to push out with these stalkers. I like that. These quick guys are going to be able to retreat from pretty much anything. And there we see it. The Robo Bay going down for DuckloadRa. So he's going for very quick Colossus with not a lot of support. And Colossus without support they're just not good. They do a ton of damage, but if they die instantly, they're not going to be doing damage anymore. A Forge is going down for Adelscott. He cancels it actually and decides to build a gateway, 2 gateways instead. Maybe he was going to try and build a cannon or upgrades, but he decided against that. The Robo Bay almost done. We'll see that an Immortal being popped out also. See if Colossus is going to get built right away. Duckload does have this observer seeing everything that's going on inside Adelscott's base, and still we see just the 1 gas. So we're look at this army size. We have 58, 1350 army, and they actually have the same amount of gas in their armies, which is kind of strange. But we do see that Colossus being pumped out, as well as another gateway. So still on 1 gas for Adelscott. I really, really like this play. I can't say how much I like this play. You just don't need a lot of gas to get these really nice units. He even has a sentry thrown in there. Hey, 100 gas, no big deal. 1 geyser. What a pro. So, great saturation at both of these bases. Probes he was chrono boosting out those probes like a champ. Duckload trying to throw down a bit of a proxy pylon, kind of outside his base, but a little bit just reducing that distance that his units have to travel. He does have this observer seeing absolutely everything. Let's look at the production. A Colossus being pumped out. A second Colossus. There's already 1 on the field. A couple of Zealots being pumped out. And still just 1 gas from Adelscott. I can't even say how much I love this. I absolutely love it. And 2 more gateways being thrown down as he's chrono boosting on the warp gates. He has so many minerals being pumped in right now. Look at that great saturation right there. He isn't building probes at the moment, but if he expands again, he'll have two next side to just pump out units. And here we go. We're going to see a little bit of an engagement. I wish he would have put those... Oh, yeah, he does put those Zealots out in front. He doesn't want them to get stuck behind everything. And the Colossus is doing a lot of damage to the Zealots, but these gateway units are just ripping through those other gateway units. He's just moving forward. Adelscott just takes out. Stalkers die so quickly. They have a lot of health, but, I mean... They just die so quickly, and barely alive. He might just go and snipe that. Adelscott could just snipe that. Immortal doing a ton of damage to these Stalkers, 50 damage a shot. But both of them reinforcing right away. We'll see if this Stalker is going to be able to live. 1 Stalker just taking out that Colossus like a champ. Imagine how cool you would feel being that Stalker. Oh, come here. Oh, he's going to get him. Oh, he gets him. Yes, and it looks like... Now Duckload is in quite a position because he was only on 1 base. Adelscott's going to be able to just reinforce so quickly with with seven warp gates, chasing away some Stalkers over here, taking out that proxy pylon. And let's see what... so Duckload now, with just 1 base and 2 gas, he is currently building a Colossus, a single Colossus, and he has a sentry. So we see that expansion. Oh, and finally... We see another similar to going up. Finally at the 70, after that huge battle, the 70 food and Adelscott, what a champ! Just taking out these rocks, gonna take out the rocks and take that gold expansion. Even though Duckload is just right next to him. Duckload throwing down a forge, maybe wants to get some upgrades, but now we see that he has a Colossus, which is very good, and then like 5 Zealots, 2 Sentries, and a Stalker. That's just not going to be able to do a lot against so many Zealots and Stalkers. Still, obviously not favoring the gas-heavy units, just these units that don't die and do decent damage. That's good. And let's see, he does throw down the Nexus. What a baller. Great saturation. He's building probes again so he can fill up that 3rd base. And, oh man, I love this. I just love this play so much. And then the +1 going down. He finally does have the second. Oh, and so now he's up to three gas geysers and a photon cannon because he is susceptible right now to DTs just because he has so many gateways and no real detection. Little skirmish going down, Stalkers going out, just gonna drive that Colossus back. He's like, I'm a Colossus, I'm just gonna walk away. Oh no, Stalkers! So, bunch of units, ton of units being built by Adelscott. Photon cannons going down to protect this gold base, and once this gold base gets up, that's pretty much GG. DuckloadRa is going to have to try something. Oh, and he does get some nice force up and blocks in, kills off a couple of Stalkers that were just out there, looking around, seeing what was up. Probe timing a little bit too quick. but they're going to just crowd around that nexus. They really want to take those minerals to that nexus. So third nexus is up. Good saturation. The +1 is about to be done. Twilight Council going down for Adelscott. Let's look at the production tab. Duckload is just kind of, he just can't do a lot. He's still on one base so far into the game. He does have a lot of zealots now to take some damage, but and he is building a warp prism. Gonna try and, he knows that he's pretty contained here, so he's gonna try and go around. If you're contained, oh, and we do see these, oh, I didn't even see it. We see the DTs coming in, and there is that photon cannon. How did I miss that? Oh no. So DTs coming in. There is no detection here, but there is a photon cannon being warped in right here. Still no robo facility. So, oh no, there's a photon cannon right here, but this DT is just going to town on those gateways. Oh, and the probes get a nice surround and just kill off that DT. And Duckload says GG. So we see the power of just lots and lots and lots of gateway units. They just can't be killed very easily. And Adelscott was able to get up this expansion really quickly. He even got a third eventually. He was just able to just, one sentry. I think that was the only one built the entire time, possibly. And then just a lot of zealots and a lot of stalkers. Do very well against Colossus, especially if you're able to engage here in this open field where there's a lot of room to spread your units out rather than attacking into, say, a choke or trying to defend a choke, where Colossus just do so much damage. Even building another gateway, what a baller Adelscott. So that was the best of 3 between Adelscott and DuckloadRa. Thanks for listening. I'm FireXFred. Keep in tune to my channel, my YouTube channel, youtube.com/FireXFredTV. Hopefully I'll be doing a lot more commentaries. So thank you so much for listening, and goodbye.